showing you guys how to make some green beans. So first things first, I'm gonna start off by washing my hands. Cleanliness is godliness, okay? Cleanliness is godliness. You all can see I've cleaned my hands. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you everything that you're gonna need for this quick little meal, okay? You're gonna need green beans. You're gonna need an onion. You're gonna need bacon. And you're gonna need some chicken broth. First things first is, before I do anything else, I'm gonna start not sauteing, but frying up my bacon. So I'm gonna slice this pack open. I don't need that much bacon, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take like 3 or 4 strips. Okay. Now I'm just gonna slice and dice this bacon. Now me personally, I do not like all of this fat, so I'm cutting this fat off. This is going in my garbage that I have right here. So now I'm gonna slice this down the middle. Let me turn my grease on. Not my grease, my pan. Now that that's on, I'm going to slice and dice this bacon. Doesn't have to be cute, just has to be bite-sized chunks. Now that I have this chopped, I'm gonna start frying this up. Now that I have my bacon chopped up, I'm just gonna add it to this pot. And I've already turned the pot on, so it's already hot. And I'm just going to add the bacon. Up some more. I don't want this whole strip of fat anyway, so I'm just gonna throw it out. I'm just gonna move this all around. As it starts to cook more, it'll break up into more little pieces. While this is cooking, I'm going to chop up the onions and I'll be right back. I just bought, this is like 1.5 pounds of green beans from the local supermarket. Excuse me, what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna put my green beans inside of this bowl. And soak them in water. I'm gonna soak them in water as I'm snapping them. have my green beans soaked in water, and if you don't know how to snap green beans, you just snap this little piece off from both sides and keep it moving. And actually, this is the pan, the pot. That I'll be cooking the green beans in, so I might as well just put the snapped ones here. And this is an after Christmas, I guess, meal. We've already cooked Christmas dinner, but we still have some leftovers. But we're out of green beans and we're also out of sweet potatoes, so I figured I'd just do this on camera for you guys really quickly. I don't know if you can hear, but I have the bacon cooking in the back behind me. I'm gonna be adding the onions to that very shortly. And I just wanna show you guys how I dice the onions up before I put them, before I add them to the pan with the bacon. So this is how I chopped up the onions. They're not really that uniform, but they're not too small, they're not too big. We just want something that's gonna have a nice texture with the green bean. And I don't know about you guys, but I love white onions. So I'm gonna add these to my bacon shortly. In the meantime, I'm gonna finish snapping these green beans and I'll be right back. So I have the green beans all snapped now. I'm gonna go add the onion to the bacon. I'm just gonna walk you guys over here with me. So, as you can see, the bacon is cooking up nicely. And I want you guys to also know that the bacon is mostly for flavor, because once you put it in your green beans with the chicken broth and all of the rest of the like the juice from the green beans, the bacon is gonna get like really soggy. And for me personally, I don't like it when it's soggy like that. So I showed you guys before, I'm gonna show you again. I just chopped up some onions. I chopped up 1/2 onion. I'm gonna add that to this. I wish you guys could smell this. It smells amazing. Amazing. So I'm just gonna let that chop for a little, or excuse me, I'm gonna let that cook down for a little bit till the onions are a little bit translucent. And then I'll be back. I just wanted to add also, for those of you who don't eat pork or meat, you don't necessarily have to have the meat. I just like to add the bacon for flavor, and so I don't have to use as much grease because it already has the bacon grease. But if you guys want to use like turkey or even turkey bacon, or I don't know, whatever type of meat you use, you can substitute it with that as well. I actually came upon this because I didn't have any turkey and I wanted to still have a meat flavor. So I had some bacon, so I decided to fry up some bacon and onions, and here we are. Now, as you can see, the onions are pretty translucent and cooked. The bacon is like really crispy right now. But like I said, they're not gonna be crispy by the time we're done. So So now I'm gonna take those green beans that we snapped and just add that to our bacon and onion mix. While it's like this, I'm gonna season the green beans. So I'm gonna be using paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, and adobo. So I'm only going to be using a little bit of adobo just because the bacon itself is already salty, so I don't want to have it too salty. But we are going to add this to broth, so we want it to be well seasoned. So we're going to add a little bit. I'm going to go very generous on my onion powder and my garlic powder. So you can never go wrong with too much onion powder and garlic powder. But of course you can season it to your liking. There is no exact measurements. Well, for me, I don't have any exact measurements. I just go until I don't want to go anymore. And again, this looks like a lot, but it's going to be added to broth also. When it comes to my paprika, I'm just going to add like a little sprinkle. Give it like a little smoky flavor. And I'm going to take my tongs and move these babies around. This pan is a little small, so if y'all got a bigger pan, I suggest you use a bigger pan. So I really just want to get the green beans coated in that bacon fat. And as you can see, like all the bacon and onions are at the bottom. So I'm just trying to get everything well coated. And like I said, if you have a bigger pan, you might want to use that. The bacon and onions are still at the bottom, so I'm just gonna like try to flip everything over. Okay. So now I'm just gonna cover these for about 2 minutes. I'm just gonna cover this for about 2 minutes, and actually I'm gonna move this to my rear burner. Low heat. And now I'm going to take the same pan that I used. Let's see if you can see it better like that. So this is the same pan that I used to when I put my green beans in after I snapped them. So for now, I'm just going to put a little chicken broth in there. Another dimension of flavor. So I'm not going to use it all. I'm going to just use about 2 cups, maybe 3. And then if I need more, I'll add more. But I just want to get this warmed up because I want them to start, the green beans to start cooking as soon as I add them to the broth. So now that these have been cooking for about 2 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add this to my broth. I'm going to turn that fire off. These look so good, guys. So good. I wish you guys could smell this. Just going to add these to my broth. I'm just gonna stir these up in the broth, and you can see how the broth is getting its color to it now that I've added the green beans and all of its flavor. I want these to kind of slow cook, so I'm gonna add a little more broth. I don't want to cover them all the way, but I do want to have enough so that they're cooking well. Give it one last stir. And now I'm gonna let these kind of get to a boil. Once it starts boiling, I'll come back and turn it down on like a low heat and then let them cook for about an hour. Okay guys, so I want to show you the green beans. Woo. What? They're nice and hot. So good. So what I'm going to do now is transfer these over to this little dollar store pan. And I'm going to bake them in the oven for a little bit. Take that same broth and pour it all over the green beans. And really what you see in that color is paprika. So now I'm going to cover these in foil and put them in